Hello and welcome to Into Cycling. This is my most recent race out at Glenvale Cresent with Carnegie Caulfield. This is on the 2nd of March 2025. I came out here this morning just really to use this as a training session. I've been feeling a little bit fatigued. A week ago, you probably saw my last video at Eastern Cycling Club when I came first in B grade out there. That was a hard day for me. I spent almost the first half hour of the race in a breakaway, and then once I came back to the pack, I attacked again on the last lap and stayed away. So that was a full-on effort for me. And then only 2 days later, I raced B grade out at METEC with Eastern Cycle. Sorry, not B grade, A grade actually. So I thought I'd have a go back in A grade, and it was probably one of the hardest A grade races I've done there, to be honest. There were a few big hitters, but anyway, there'll be more on that. I will upload the video to that race shortly as well. But basically, I burnt too many matches. Came out of that race feeling extreme levels of fatigue. But I thought I'd still turn up this morning and race Glenvale. I do love this circuit, and I do love the racing out here. I enjoy racing with the younger guys. Yeah, it just makes it so much more fun for me. Anyway, so we're off on the first lap here. The pace was pretty fast for this race. I can't remember. This is only my third Glenvale for a few years, and yeah, the pace was 43.6, which is, I think it's pretty quick for a B grade race. Not sure what the A graders do around there. If anyone knows, yeah, just pop that in the comments for me. Yeah, so it was not a bad morning, bit of cloud. There was rain forecast later in the day, but we got through this race completely dry, so that was good. As I say, the pace is pretty quick. You can see there we're sort of heading around that mid 40k an hour mark. So even on the back, it's a reasonable effort. You can see my power there sort of fluctuating around the mid 200s, which for me is around. I don't want to give away too much, but it's around my FTP, let's say. Yeah, so we're moving along, and heart rate is still good. My heart rate's sort of sitting at zone 2. Feeling pretty comfortable. To be honest, I always seem to be pretty comfortable in B grade at Glenvale unless I'm trying to either get into a breakaway or chasing down a breakaway. But other than that, I can comfortably sit in on this race all day long. So anyway, what I might do, I did spend a fair bit of time on the back here on this race, again because I was sort of feeling a bit fatigued. I did have a little crack at some point down the track, so I might sort of fast forward to a little bit of action rather than just watching me sit on the back here. Anyway, we'll pick it up again shortly. Okay, so we're further in the race here, and shortly there'll be a couple of moves which I decided to follow, nothing too crazy. Again, still, while I was following them, I was still trying to conserve energy and trying not to go too deep, trying to keep my heart rate low. So you can see here it's a couple of little accelerations, and I think shortly there will be a move over on the right. Yeah, so I move up to these guys, get closer to the front. So come out from hiding out the back for most of the morning and have a go at see if I can get into some of the action and see how I feel. So you can see here at this point nothing really much. I'm close to the front here. Feeling okay. Heart rate is steadily going up, but still quite comfortable. And here we go. Now what I do here, rather than chase straight back on, I'm just trying to slowly slot in behind some wheels. So trying to reserve as much energy as I can without getting dropped or letting this little group get away. So as you see there, I didn't need to do too much just to hang on. And yeah, rather than actually do a full gas effort to bridge across to them, as you saw there, I just sat to the right and let a few riders come through on my left. And once I felt comfortable, once I had enough speed, I jumped on the wheel. So a few big efforts here. So I'm trying to stay with this group. It was a tough day actually. There weren't too many breakaways getting away. Everyone, every attempt was shut down pretty quickly. I found, yeah, I think the pack was pretty keen to them. Actually, it looked like there were a few guys working together actually, that were trying to keep the pack together. So we're just hitting the second corner. This corner, for some reason, every time it's normally pretty quick out of this corner every time. That particular one wasn't, just as I mentioned that. But I find throughout the race, whenever you do hit that left-hander, it's always a massive acceleration out of there. So again, I'm just sort of staying up close to the front, sort of halfway into the race at this point. So when things start to normally pick up, and I thought, look, I'll have a go. And you can see there's a couple of guys that are just a little bit off the front there. So we're trying to chase them back. Yeah, so at this point, the front of the group is sort of starting to splinter a bit. It's all a little bit disorganised. I think I eventually get on to these guys, and we do have a go, but we do get shut down pretty quickly. So we've got some nice pace through there. And then I think yeah, at this point, I think I had a look behind, saw the whole pack was right there. So wasn't really any point going any further. Heart rate was starting to get up high, and again, feeling fatigued. I wasn't really in the mood to do anything here. I just thought, I'll go back to the back for a little while and see what happens later on in the race. But yeah, not overly keen to put in any big efforts. Another big attack as soon as we get caught. Again, that's one of the usual crit tactics. Um, and as you can see, there's quite a variety of age groups in this race. There's a couple of guys there around my age, a couple of young fellas, a couple of kids in there that look like they're maybe 14 or 15. The two guys in the pink, and they were pretty quick actually. Yeah, I remember when my son used to race at that age. Once he hit about 15, 14, even 15, 16, that age group, yeah, he was flying, and I would be having trouble staying with him at times. Anyway, we might move it up a bit closer to the finish and pick it up again shortly. Okay, so we've picked it up further into the race here, and in a short time you will see the winning move. So you'll see there in the black and green kit just on the left, That is Tim Roberts, and behind him is Andrew McCarthy in the orange jersey. And if you watch here, at some point Tim will signal to Andrew to follow his wheel. You'll see he'll tap on his backside. You'll see that in a sec. Yeah, any minute he looks over his shoulder to see that he's there. There he goes. Yep, follow my wheel, buddy. And these guys in a minute just really light it up. Yep, off they go. Now I remember seeing that, and I thought not many people saw it, or probably no one saw it. I was in the best position to go with these guys, but like I said, I just wasn't feeling it. Um, yeah, it was such a wasted opportunity to see that signal and not be able to follow. I think I wouldn't have beaten either of them, but I could have come away with an easy third. Well, when I say easy, I'm sure it would have been a tough job, even just sticking with those guys. So you can see now the pace is on to try and catch them. They are absolutely motoring. Now here's the little one of the little kids I was well, he's a young teenager that I was talking about early. Don't know if anyone knows who he is. Pop his name in the comments. Um, yeah, he seems to be flying. Look at him go, amazing. Good on you, mate. Good stuff. Yeah, so unfortunately, that is the last we see of those two guys. So they end up taking first and second, and then I think third was Luke Weir. I think his name is from in the Stitch and Dart kit. Um, yeah, so good race. I will fast forward up to the last lap, and we'll pick it up from there shortly. Okay, so here we are with about one lap to go, and just on my left there you see that is Nick Owen from NOC Sports Science. For those that know or don't know, he is Luke Plapp's coach, and he's also coached other riders like Jensen Plowright, Ruby Rose McGannon, just to name a few. So I'm thinking this is a great wheel to get on. Here's an opportunity to maybe sneak in for a third. The other two guys are still up the road. So I'm on this last lap doing my best to stay with these two guys. As we come across here, this is the third last corner, and we're approaching the end. So we've got a little bit of a gap here, us three. And I'm thinking this is perfect. After sitting on the back all day, this would be such a gift. But yeah, so anyway, I'm doing my best to stay with these guys. We come around here, so second last corner before the finish, and the guy on the front rolls off. Nick has a big dig, probably trying to drop me, thinking I'm not taking you to third place, buddy. And he just gives up at that point, thinking I'm not going to drag you to the finish line. I was definitely not in a position to contest the sprint, so I just sat out, went to the right of the road, and just sat out and let everyone just whoosh by me. Anyway, fun day racing. If you guys were in this race, leave a comment at the bottom. If you enjoyed the video, please like it. Please subscribe. There'll be heaps more videos coming up. So yeah, looking forward to seeing you guys out there again on the road shortly. Bye for now.